Hello, everyone. My name is Jared Oubre, and I'll be presenting a question and answer series targeting the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, also known as FERPA. We'll have a brief breakdown of 6 commonly asked questions related to FERPA, how privacy of student records is kept confidential, and other important things parents and families need to know while under the FERPA Act. Thank you. Question number 1 in our question and answer series, where we'll be targeting specific commonly asked questions related to FERPA. Our first question is, what is FERPA and who does it apply to? Well, in this situation, FERPA is a federal law, and this law was enacted back in 1974, protecting the privacy of students' educational records, and it applies to all schools that receive any funding from the Department of Education, which includes most public schools and even many private institutions. FERPA was originally created in applying to rights for parents regarding their children's education until they turn 18, which then will be turned over those rights to the students. Question number 2. What rights do parents and students have under FERPA? FERPA grants several rights to parents, including allowing them to inspect and review any educational record of their child within 45 days of requesting that access. They also have parents' rights to request amendments of records believed to be inaccurate, misleading, or possibly in a violation, and also the right to consent to disclosures of personally identifiable information. We are now moving into question 3 of our question and answer series related to FERPA and the family rights of students protected under FERPA. Our third question from the crowd is, what counts as an education record under FERPA? So under FERPA, anything related to the student that's maintained by an educational agency or institution is considered an education record. Examples of these could be grades, transcripts, class schedules, disciplinary records, any financial aid records, and any student identification numbers. We are halfway through our questions. Let's keep moving. Question number 4. When can schools disclose student information without parental consent? There are certain times and specific exceptions to allowing schools to disclose a student's information. Those can include when a student is transferring to another school and needing information about the transferring student. Schools can also provide and disclose student information to comply with a subpoena or a judicial order, as well as in a health and safety emergency. Question number 5, and a commonly asked question, is what happens if a school violates FERPA? If a school fails to comply with FERPA, parents and students can file complaints with the U.S. Department of Education, specifically the Student Privacy Policy Office in the U.S. Capitol. This department could investigate, require corrective actions, people can be terminated, and in extreme cases, the entire institution could risk losing federal funding. We're on our final question of the day, and I want to say thank you for joining us for this question and answer series. Our 6th question is a question related to the day and age we live in today. How does FERPA protect student privacy in the digital age? First of all, FERPA applies to electronic records just as it does paper records. So schools must ensure that the data is stored electronically in systems that do not have unauthorized access and protect student privacy. And schools must use third-party service providers and vendors that provide educational services that operate under school control, where the data is only authorized for those purposes only.